The east wind flew at their fronts, drying blood across their faces and over tattered plated armor. The king's men didn't wear war paints when they first set off to confront the ravaging barbarians, but these dried vestiges of suffering that spoke of searing war seemed to paint them now best in the dark picture of the lands. Everywhere they looked, the riverlands were flowing with blood. The Duke was a cured child, a participant in a barbaric ritual that left children hardened, focused, constant, and at times as cold as the faces of the mountains from whence his people hailed. The old world offered victory and death, terms they still met. King Arya knew it, so too did his brother Stiliferus. You didn't live to speak of failure. That at least was a small familiarity this great violence had for them. The Duke Narsius wasn't a monster, not to his eyes, but he was raised to be. The burns of childhood ravaged his body still, but deep inside those sacred chambers of his heart, within a place heavily barricaded, fortified oft at times, even to him unreachable, there was a fire, warm and surrounded by smiling faces, the faces of his cousins. They were all children, all playing and running in games. They whistled and held each other. They told stories. Most of their stories were sad, but all had brief moments of fleeting happiness. These were his kin, those from which all this started, the promise, the hope before the long and winding, often darkened road. The play they knew in childish firelight, a happiness almost forgotten but oft remembered, admired in singularity, unprejudiced by the horrors of its future. Yet he dared not linger his mind's eye there long, for soon was it haunted still by those said same phantoms, playing amidst the children's shadows around the fire of family. It was a place Narsius would always have to leave. The light, playful air grew thick with the musk of guilt. In his mind's eye, the fire raged angrily for the innocence of his childhood. It's as I said, you see, the Duke Narsius wasn't a monster, but he was raised to be. The burns of childhood ravaged him.